Okay, thanks, Paul.
Morena, Palmerit Lloyd, aho.
Morena, William Bryden, aho.
So we've had a good introduction to this topic from the community and also from the local board. So very quick précis of the report. We see the options are very evenly balanced. So options 2 and 3 scored the same against our assessment criteria. Our recommendation was option 3 because we thought there was some justification to move away from the open space provision policy, and that is that the types of amenity values delivered by this proposed civic space are in keeping with the policy. We see that the civic space would support both local events, but we also acknowledge that there are regional type events that take place in Ponsonby. Ponsonby is a destination for neighbouring communities, and as we've heard from the community, there's very high community expectations dating back to 2006 that the space would be developed. Should just note, in terms of if option 3 is adopted, that Section 80 of the Local Government Act requires us to note that when we depart from council policy, and then just be aware of whether the significance of that departure and whether you need to consider changing the policy. We think this is a one-off situation and there's no need to amend the policy. Happy to answer any questions.
Awesome. Now I understand, and not surprisingly, Councillor Mike Lee would like to move this, and Councillor Kathy Casey will second. Councillor, so just questions, Councillor Cooper.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's a great opportunity here, but I just want to know, under the financial implications, if I've got my maths right, there's around 7 million available from the local board and a possible site sale somewhere else. So is that about a $4 million shortfall on a full project? Is that what's kind of not said here?
So through the chair, the development of the site has 2 different phases. So the first phase is $5.5 million,
Yes.
Second phase is the same. The local board is proposing to optimise another property to fund part of that phase 2. And in terms of phase 1, there is funding that was allocated as part of the long-term plan on local board initiatives that would cover that development.
And are there any risks, through Madam Chair, any risks if there's not funding for stage 2, any risks to stage 1 over time, or just
So
be adequate to just get on and start?
So through the chair, the phase 1 can be implemented independently.
Okay, thank you.
Question, thank you. No other, Councillor Clow.
I'm supportive of this resolution, but Paul, can you explain why option 2 was not put up when the local board, from what I can gather, it's a little bit difficult to work out through the paper, because indicated they were willing to sell another property. That's normally something that we encourage. So can you explain why that has not been put up?
So through the chair, the local board's proposing to optimise another property to do that phase 2. So option 2 in this report would require selling or optimising 2 properties.
Oh, okay. So in option 3, they still will sell another site.
Correct.
Okay, right, Councillor Casey.
I just have to say, having been on the Auckland City Council before this one and followed this, it was a controversial item, and it's really great that the people of Ponsonby won in the end. I just want to say that it's really, really good, and supported by the local board. And it was in the end, it was a joint effort that's brought this before us today for its completion. So congratulations to everybody concerned. It's a big day. Yay!
Lovely, awesome. Right, so we're in speaking now. We've run out of questions, so we'll go Councillor Hills, Councillor Walker, then I'll ask Councillor Mike Lee to close it, and we'll put the recommendation. Councillor Hills.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just want to say congratulations to the local board and everyone involved from the community on this one. And thank you to the officers and Madam Chair for working out, how to change the original resolution, which, as I said during the one local initiative discussion, should be and could be fairly easy. I see it's earned almost $4 million in the last 12 years, so you wouldn't have many acquisitions that have earned half the cost of the original original purchase price in that time. So it's an obvious thing to me. You've got huge growth in Waitemata. You know, I was at the General Collective Markets on Sunday afternoon, and it was packed. There isn't a lot of space around that area now, and most people, from what I can see, are walking and cycling there, which means we probably need to sort out the cars on Ponsonby Road eventually. But it's just a great site, and it will be used, you know, by a lot of people from outside your area as well, as I saw on Sunday afternoon. So very obvious, awesome site, and just get on with it. So congratulations to everyone involved along the way. So thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Hills. Councillor Walker.
Yeah, just really want to vote in support of this, Madam Chair, and I was going to ask it as a question, but I'll just make the observation that I don't doubt that in the catchment of this particular reserve, we have collected a huge amount of development contributions that could go to the purchase of reserves. I don't know how much that is, but I would suggest it's many, many millions.
Okay. I suggest we don't go there on the developer contribution discussion today. Now, we've had 3 speakers for. Is there anyone who wishes to speak against this? And I'm going to, Councillor Lau, I will ask you to close. Councillor Clow, I see your name here. Is it?
Well, it was really just
Support.
congratulations to Paul and the team for pulling this together, and look forward in the next week or two to see the development and progress of other ollies.
Great. It's going to be the word of the year next year. Councillor Lee, would you like to close the debate?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I will be brief. And I simply wish to congratulate and thank everyone involved in this process, going back to the legacy Auckland City Council and the vision and the foresight that saw that land set aside and acquired for public use at that time. There's been a very long process, consultation, debate, reflection, and again, consultation again. And so I want to thank everyone for their work in what has been a very long process. Good things don't come easy, I find, in local government, but it seems we have now reached a robust consensus of support. Acquiring or transferring or transforming this land into full public open space, I think will be the most significant step in provision of public open space in this area since the time of Queen Victoria. And so there's a growing population, a need for infrastructure, however, a pressing need for public open space in this urban area. So once again, I congratulate all involved, and I want to particularly thank the Waitemata Local Board, Shale and Pippa, who have worked on this since 2010, and also the community, Chris Bailey and Jennifer Ward, for the hard work they've put in over recent years. So thank you all.
Lovely. Thank you, Councillor Lee. That's the perfect moment I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? Yay, well done, team. I have to say. That's great.
May that
Good work.
continue for the
Phew.
whole